morning, everyone, and welcome to Empowering Change Through Leadership, bringing together donors and friends to celebrate the accomplishments of Girls Inc. of the Central Coast. I know you are all busy people, but we guarantee that the hour and a half you will spend with us will be worth the time. We have a very exciting presentation that we believe truly demonstrates how valuable our programs are to the girls who participate and the community we serve. My name is Betty Mosqueda, and I am a former youth leader for the Girls Inc. middle school programs. I am 18 years old and a freshman at Santa Clara University. Ironically enough, I will be leaving to start off my first year of college in just a few hours. Girls Inc. gave me the tools I needed in order to deal with the pressures of high school and everyday life. They also made me more aware of my capabilities as a young woman in our world today. Girls Inc. has helped me reinforce my goal of one day becoming a federal Supreme Court justice. Our celebration today is about empowering change through leadership, and I believe I can speak to that from my own personal experience with Girls Inc. Because of my mentors in the ECHO program, I was able to develop my leadership and public speaking skills. ECHO showed me all the great contributions women have made throughout history. And just because I was a girl, it did not mean my only option was to get married right out of high school. But instead, I had a world of choices open to me. This really opened my eyes, and I wanted to show these options to my peers as well. So that is why, after graduating from the ECHO leadership program, I then went on and became a youth leader for the Willpower, Won't Power, and Friendly Persuasions program. Through the middle school programs, I was able to reach girls from my own community of Soledad and show them all the great skills I had learned. As a young teen, I never saw myself becoming a role model, but that is exactly what I became. These young girls wanted to be just like me. They gave me the drive to try even harder in school. I wanted to show the young girls that hard work does pay off, and school is important. At the end of the program, the girls were excited for the following year. One of the great things about Girls Inc. is that once you're involved in Girls Inc., you want to remain involved and inspire more girls. That is why this will be my 5th year with Girls Inc. Before we begin with our program, I would like to thank Dolores Huerta for her participation at our luncheon today. Now, I would like to take the time to thank everyone who has helped make Girls Inc. a success, and this includes all of you who have been our loyal donors and supporters. Now, I have a very special video I want all of you to see. All of us at Girls Inc. are extremely proud of it. The video shows how all girls deserve and want the opportunity to reach their goals, and they want the world to know that nothing and no one can stop them. So will everyone direct their attention to the screen? As you can see, girls are breaking stereotypes every day. Let's take some time now to concentrate on another important part of today's luncheon, the food. Please enjoy our slideshow and the opportunity to talk with one of the youth leaders, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes with the main portion of our presentation. Thank you.
Can I please have your attention? Hi, my name is Joanna Dials. I have been a part of Girls Inc. for the past 3 years. First, I was a participant in the Girls Inc. ECHO program. Then, my senior year, I was given the opportunity to work in my community of Greenfield with middle school girls. I graduated from Greenfield High School in 2007, and now I attend UC Irvine. Every year, I continue to be involved with Girls Inc. because I believe Girls Inc. makes a difference. Girls Inc. has helped me become a leader and continues to help girls throughout our communities. Our special guest speaker today is recognized as a leader, but it wasn't always the case. When Dolores Huerta began advocating for civil rights and against segregation and police brutality in Stockton, California in the mid-1950s, she was an example of empowering change through leadership, but people around her may not have seen it that way. Women, especially Latinas, were not considered leaders. They were viewed as helpers. She went on to co-found and co-lead the United Farm Workers with Cesar Chavez. For decades, they fought for farm workers' safety, fair wages, and decent working conditions. The struggle continues. Like our Girls Inc. participants, Dolores Huerta did not wait to be recognized as a leader. She did the work she believed in, worked hard, did her best, and discovered she was already a leader. In the work she continues to do as a community organizer, Ms. Huerta also empowers change through leadership, giving regular people the training and encouragement they need to realize they are leaders today, so they can bring about the changes needed to make their communities a better place to live and work. Dolores Huerta is currently the president of the Dolores Huerta Foundation, dedicated to community organizing. She helped establish the National Farm Workers Service Center, which builds low-income housing throughout the United States, and Farm Worker Communications, which has established Radio Campesina stations in California, Washington, and Arizona. She is an active member of the Fund for the Feminist Majority. We are proud to welcome today a true leader, Dolores Huerta.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is such a great organization. I'm really happy to be here because we know how important it is to have women developed as leaders. Coretta King once said that the only way, and this is not a direct quote, but something like it, the only way that this world is going to get shaped up is if we have women as leaders. And I think we're all fascinated, all of us in the room, that all of a sudden we as women are so important in this election, right? When all of a sudden both sides need us, they know that without us they cannot win, and so we are getting a lot of attention. And we know that we need gender balance. Eventually we need women in all of those decision-making boards, whether it be the school board, recreation board, the assembly, the Senate, etc. And of course we know that in the United States we are like 68 in the world in terms of women leadership in governmental bodies. So when we consider that we are the most progressive and the richest nation in the world, that we should be number 68 is quite shameless. So we know we have to do a lot more. I have to say in California we are in better shape, and that was because back in 1992, Eleanor Smil of the Feminist Majority, Peg Yorkin, and Kathy Spiller decided we should do a Feminization of Power campaign. So we ran through the state of California getting women to run for office. And this is when they had just finished the redistricting. And of course the Democrats were very upset with us. One of my great friends, whose name I will not mention, but you would recognize, said to me, "What are you doing getting all of these women to run for office? Are you crazy?" And my response was, well, nobody's ever said you have too many men running for office, right? But that one campaign revolutionized the state legislature because once we started fielding candidates, the Democrats started fielding candidates, and the Republicans said, what's going on? So they started fielding candidates. So at the end of that 1 year of the Feminization of Power campaign by the Feminist Majority, we ended up having close to 30% of our legislature as women, the highest number of Latinas and African American women ever. And the whole secret of that is that you just have to get women to run. Get women to run and they can get elected. So it's something that we really have to look forward to. And when I say women, I want to add the word feminists to that. because we know that there are a lot of men out there that are also feminists and that stand for women's values. And there are some women that do not stand for women's values. And I want to mention specifically a good friend of mine who happens to be in the audience who is a strong feminist. He was a young volunteer working for the farm workers for $5 a week. He is now running for the state assembly. Bomani, sitting over there in the corner. So if you haven't supported Bill, please do, because he is a man of integrity, honesty, and he stands up for women, definitely. So the thing is, if we want to get women in those decision-making positions, how do we do it? Well, Girls Inc. is obviously one of the organizations that is training young women for leadership, but I think we have to go a little bit deeper and further in the way that we in our society educate our women. Now I've thought a question out here. When we think of the animal kingdom, and we say in the animal kingdom, who are the most ferocious of the species, the female or the male? The answer obviously is the female. And we say, why? Because they protect their children. So then we look at ourselves as women. We are part of that kingdom. What happened to us? And we have to look at the way that we in our society raise and educate our women. We as women, from the time that we're little girls, we are taught to be victims. And we're taught to be helpless. And we are told, oh, don't go out there and get that little white dress dirty. Don't climb the tree because you might fall down and hurt yourself. Are you wrestling with your brother? That isn't ladylike. And then, of course, Walt Disney comes around and he says to us, don't worry about a thing. Prince Charming is going to come, give you a kiss, wake you up, and you'll live happily ever after. And actually, just the opposite happens, We have a pretender Prince Charming comes, gives you a kiss, puts you to sleep, there goes your schooling, there goes your career, and then baby's daddy's gone, right? Where's baby's daddy's gone? He leaves you with a couple of kids and he's gone. Or as you get older, like one of our presidential candidates did, trades his wife in for a trophy wife, right? Get the younger model, especially a rich younger model, right? So this is what we as women have to face in our society. And the thing is that we as women our little girls need to be raised to be strong, so that they can understand that they have to protect themselves, that they have to support themselves, that they have to have their own careers, that they cannot really depend on somebody is going to support them and protect them or defend them. They have to learn how to do it for themselves. So that means that we have to turn our educational system upside down in the way women are raised. And there's a book I want to recommend. It's called Beauty Bites Beast. It's on the internet by a woman named Ellen Snortland. And she talks about this. And she actually promotes self-defense classes for women. And farm workers movement, Cecil and I, we're definitely into nonviolence. But even Gandhi says that if you have to use violence to prevent a greater violence, such as rape and murder, that we should do that. And even as we sit here right now, a woman somewhere is getting beaten, raped, or murdered as we sit here because someone thought they owned that woman's body. So we have to think about this and think about how we can make ourselves strong. Because if we as women and as girls, if we do not know how to defend ourselves physically, then we can be dominated emotionally, psychologically, and manipulated so that we end up, other people will determine our lives for us, or injure our lives. So anyway, I'm throwing this out because I think it's things that we have to think about. And then, of course, when we think about women being in the political process, we also have to think about those laws that affect women. We know that women cannot really be as leaders in the political process or in the civic process unless we get that kind of support system. Because in our society, men have an incredible support system that women do not have. Here we are in the 21st century, and we do not have adequate child development for our women to this day. And so women are still burdened with, we are the nurturers, we're the ones that have to take care of the home, etc. So that means we have to re-educate our men also, right? So our men have to be taught how to do everything that women are expected to do, like the cooking and the cleaning, taking care of the children, and to realize that women are not going to be their servants. Yeah, we like to support them when we can, but it shouldn't be our obligation, because we have greater things that we have to address our energies to, like saving the world, right? Saving the planet. This is what we as women have to do. And then we also have to start right here at home. And the women, one of the reasons I'm thinking of the propositions that are on the ballot this time, we, again, as women, we can't even take care of our own bodies and fight for our own bodies and fight for our own choices. And I say this as a mother, the Catholic mother of 11 children, okay? But I don't expect every woman out there to want to have 11 children. That is obviously a woman's choice. And so we still have these propositions on the ballot that want to try to control a woman's body. And of course we have one on the ballot this November, which we defeated in the last 2 elections, and that is Proposition 4. And this is a parental notification that is going to try to prevent young women, if they need a medical procedure of an abortion, that they cannot get it. And this one goes even further, because they have to do an affidavit against their parents, and their parents can also then be turned over to the authorities if they feel there's some kind of abuse in the family, etc., which leads to more incarceration. So we have these propositions, and we think about this, how the women's issues are used as political footballs in the electoral process. In the last 2 elections that we had, which were the big issues? Choice, women's right to abortion. That was a big issue, right? And of course, Proposition 4 is part of that. And then, and this is of course a distraction, because we have a war in Iraq, we have a meltdown on the economy, people losing their homes, and so let's attack women's right to choose. Let's attack homosexuals, the right to equality marriage. And Benito Juárez, who was a great president of Mexico, he had a saying, el respeto al derecho ajeno es la paz. In English, that means respecting other people's rights is peace. How many children a woman wants to have? Who someone wants to marry and fall in love with? Isn't that their business? Nobody else's business. It doesn't affect our lives in any way, shape, or form. So here again, they've got Proposition 4 on the ballot against women. They've got Proposition 8 against equality marriage, even though our own California Supreme Court said it's okay for people to marry whom they want, right? So we know that we have to vote no on 4 and no on 8. And then there's another one, Proposition 6. Proposition 6, they want to put 14-year-olds in adult prisons. Let's look at this prison industrial complex. How many universities have been built in the San Joaquin Valley from Sacramento to Bakersfield? 1 university has been built since 1965. How many prisons have been built in the San Joaquin Valley? 17. 17. Who are in those prisons? It's black, brown, and poor white. I spoke at a detention center yesterday in San Leandro. A beautiful facility. A beautiful facility. $1 million worth of art on the wall. And who are in that prison? Black kids, brown kids. There was 1 white kid. 1 white kid. And when we can spend our money on building these beautiful detention centers, and my own daughter, who's a school teacher in LA, can't get books, can't get art supplies, can't get assistance in the classroom, there is something wrong with the way that our tax dollars are being spent. And these are our young people that we're talking about. And so this is why we need our women in there making the decisions, so that our tax dollars can go for education, can go for health care, can go for early childhood development, to do the things that we need to make our infrastructure strong and to make our country strong. And yes, of course, to fight for the green jobs that we need in our society, of course, that Hillary was advocating. So I know that this organization is one that can help us do that. And then there are other issues that need to be addressed. I'm going to talk specifically about legalization of our undocumented people that are in our society, maybe some of the people that pick the food that we ate today, the people that prepared our food, people that are taking care of our children, our elderly, and our sick. And yes, they deserve to be legalized, just like everybody out there's grandparents were legalized in this country, right? Unless you're Native American, your people came from somewhere. And our undocumented people that are working in our society that are workers or not criminals, they definitely need to be legalized. And we're hoping that this next administration will do it. And also to change our free trade policies that make it so hard for people in their own countries to be able to have opportunities and to have jobs that they're forced to leave Guatemala and Central America and Mexico to come to the United States to survive, because their families will not starve. And to put it very simply, if we can think of all of the bananas that we have eaten in our lifetime, wouldn't we think that those countries in Central America, like Guatemala and those other areas where they grow the bananas, that they would be super wealthy? But no, because they don't get the profits of our banana buying money. When you go to Guatemala, you'll see the big Dole banana trucks going down the freeway. You'll see Chiquita banana, and the people in Guatemala and Mexico are in more poverty right now today than they were before NAFTA was passed. So we've got to change our foreign policy to help those countries so that they can develop their own economies, just the way we did with Japan and Germany during World War II, when we had the Marshall Plan. We gave them millions of dollars. So we have Sony, Mitsubishi, Honda, Toyota, on and on. Volkswagen. These companies became strong with American tax dollars. We need to do the same thing with Latin America, who are our friends and have always supported the United States of America. And this is the only way to solve the problem of immigration, to make those countries strong, because nobody wants to leave those beautiful places that we go to as tourists. They come here because they're forced to come. So we know that we have a big job to do ahead of us. One more thing I just want to say. The reason that we have a lot of poverty in the Latin American countries, poverty in our own United States, a lot of it still comes down to racism. And this is another thing, in addition to sexism and homophobia, that we have to fight. We have to continually fight racism in our society. And I just want to, remind everybody that we are one human race. We're Homo sapiens, right? We learned that in the 3rd grade. And as our human race went across the planet, they went over to Asia, got lighter in skin, came down to the Americas, and one tribe got totally lost. They went way up north where it's very cold, and they got very, very white. And now they have to go to the tanning salon or the beach to get their color back, It kind of costs them, So if we could remember that we are all Africans, basically, of different shades and colors. We have a lot of different ethnic groups, a lot of different cultures, but we are all Africans. If we can remember that, then people cannot divide us. We will continue to support each other and to help each other, because if they continue to divide us, then those are the greedy in power that are ripping off the taxpayers. And I just think about this mortgage meltdown right now. One of the guys from this big real estate company, KB Realtors or whatever, he got $232 million. $232 million. He's one of the few that's going to jail, by the way. But not because he got the money, because he kind of, fixed up and forged some documents, I believe. And then the guy from Merrill Lynch, Merrill Lynch has just been taken over by Bank of America. Well, their CEO, when he got fired, he got $115 million while people are losing their homes. So we know our country is upside down and backwards, and we should not let them divide us by the issues of immigration, racism, or sexism. So just to remind us that we're all Africans of different shades and colors, I want to share a word with you. This is a word from South Africa. It's a Zulu word. And it means the people are coming together to fight for justice. In our case, we're fighting for justice beginning with our Young Women Girls Inc. So I want you all to say this word with me. The word is Wozani. Can you say that word? Okay, so I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Let's all shout Wozani at the top of our lungs to show that we are one human family. All right? 1, 2, 3. Wozani. Okay, I think we need to do that louder so all those bigots and racists out there can hear us. Okay? One more time. Wozani is the word. Wozani. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Wozani. Okay, we need to shout even louder. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Wozani. And let's do a Viva. By the way, I'm wearing this Mexican rebozo. This is colors of Mexico, Mexican Independence Day, which was just a couple of days ago. And of course, now we're fighting for the independence of our women. All right? So I want to say, Viva la mujer, which are women. And we want to say, Viva Girls Inc., okay? And just shout Viva after I say it. Viva la mujer! Viva! Viva Girls Inc.! Viva! All right. Now, let's do one more thing. Can we do this? Work together to set our country straight, make our women strong, make our men strong also so they can support the women, all right? And set our, kind of set our country straight and, bring the kind of justice that we need, not only for in terms of racism and sexism, but also for our economy. So let's get out there and say we can do it. Yes, we can, as Obama says. By the way, he apologized to me for stealing my slogan. Okay? So, but we'll say it in Spanish. We'll say, yes, we can. Sí se puede. Can you do that? Sí se puede. So let's put our hands up. Let's do an organized hand clap because we also have to work together to make it happen. Let's go. Sí se puede. Se puede. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. Y viva México. Thank you.
As a token of our appreciation, we would like to present you this framed copy of the Girls Inc. Bill of Rights. Thank you again for being here with us today. Now we have our Girls Inc. of the Central Coast video, which highlights all the different programs through the eyes of the participants and facilitators.
Wow. It hardly seems possible that it's been 5 years since we made that video and I was just beginning my studies at Berkeley. Girls Inc. was the catalyst for me, and that is why I'm very excited to be here today. It's truly an honor to be able to stand here thanking you for your generosity in supporting Girls Inc. of the Central Coast. You can't imagine the success that you're enabling the girls to obtain by contributing to this organization. I was a participant of this program in 2001 and then a peer mentor in 2002. And I was a member back when it was known as ECHO, and the Smart Choices program was just in the works. And during this time, I was offered an invitation to co-facilitate the Smart Choices program. And although I was a shy senior high school student, I decided to go for it, and that was probably one of the best leadership opportunities I seized as a pre-collegiate woman. I was able to break out of my shell and realize that I had the ability to lead and to help people learn to be leaders. The leadership skills that I gained are priceless, and they've taken me places I never imagined I'd see. Thanks to the ECHO program, I learned to believe in myself and in my potential to be more than just a good, well-behaved student. I learned that I could help other girls believe in themselves too. ECHO opened up doors I didn't know were closed and inspired me to follow my dreams and to be confident in my pursuit. I am the first in my family to go to college, and it was definitely challenging to leave my family and go off to college, but participating in this program helped me and my mother understand that going away to college was worth the anxiety that it might put us through. And my mentors were great role models and examples of the woman that I might become with a college education. My mother always wanted the best for me, and her support has always been priceless, but we were so attached that it was hard for her to just accept the fact that I needed to leave my house to earn my college education. She's like, why can't you just stay home? Why do you have to go away? And the ECHO program and my mentors helped my mother and I gain the confidence to take the risks that it takes to achieve our goals and our dreams. I am grateful for all the challenges that I've had to face because overcoming each one of them has made me that much more prepared for the life that I seek to lead. And ECHO was a helping hand and probably was the most crucial juncture of my life. Adolescent life is quite challenging these days, especially for minority girls in the Monterey County. Had I not challenged myself to pursue a college degree, I might have never left Salinas, and I might have never learned to cherish my community as much as I do today. In Berkeley, I became even more daring, and I thought that I would go on to law school right after my bachelor's degree. But after graduating with a degree in political economy of industrial societies in May of 2007, I decided to take a year off, and I came back to Salinas. Well, that year turned into a semester because in January of 2008, I was already working as a recruiter for the EOPS program in Hartnell College, and I was a full-time student at San Jose State University in the Counselor Education MA PPS Credential Program. And what changed my mind? My community. I came back to the same Salinas that had raised me with fear and insecurity. The same town that seems to be its own little world, and not a very promising one for the average teen. It broke my heart to see that not everyone was dreaming big, and that a lot of people were still not turning their hardships and they were not able to turn their challenges into an opportunity like I had been able to. And the lack of information that people in our community have is incredible. Few are aware of all the programs and services available in our community to help us achieve our goals and dreams. And when I saw that, I thought, well, if I can see where the problem lies, then I have to do something about it. So I decided that I should be an academic counselor and help students in my community learn their potential to succeed is much more than what the condition of this community allows some of us to believe. There is a quote from former President Clinton in his inauguration speech that I came across with in one of my college readers. And it really stuck in my mind. He said, "There's nothing wrong with this country that cannot be fixed with what is right with this country." And I remember thinking how it's so true, not just of our country, but out of each one of us as individuals. There's nothing wrong with a teenager that cannot be fixed with what is right with the teenager. All they need is a helping hand, someone who believes in them and who teaches them to believe in themselves. And that is who I want to be. That is who I will be, and I have become this person with the help of people like my mentors, who taught me to believe in myself, who believed in me and taught me to be a leader. Contributing to this organization is not just charity for a good cause. It is an investment in the future of these girls and our community. Thank you so much for your support. I'm very excited to introduce the next two speakers who have worked very hard to build this program into the very special organization that Girls Inc. is. First, we will hear from Ricky Mazzulo, who is the just retired executive director of the Action Council. She was the one who saw the real possibility of having high school girls facilitate all the Girls Inc. programs. Then we will hear from Patty Fernandez, the director of Girls Inc., who has implemented the vision and trained and inspired her staff and youth leaders.
Hi, everyone. I haven't seen Mercedes since she left for college, so it was really exciting for me to see her again today and take a look at the wonderful woman that she's become and the wonderful young woman she was when we were working with her so many years ago. It's really exciting to be here. And Patty and I are up on the stage here together because I think for both of us, the support and encouragement that we gave each other in trying to get these programs off the ground, I don't think it would have happened for either of us if we had to work alone. And so for me, it's wonderful to be standing up here on the stage with Patty, who's done so much to see that these programs meet the vision that we originally had for them. I just want to go over that a little bit, how we started Girls Incorporated, it really did start with ECHO. When the Action Council decided to adopt that program and to incubate it into what is now a full-blown organization. And it was interesting. We were working only with high school girls, only seniors, and it was totally run by volunteers. And they came to us because they really wanted to grow their programs. And what we saw in that was a spark of what could be so much more. We really wanted and we really believed and still believe, and as you can see, it's playing itself out here every day, that girls really are leaders now. They're not just our future, they're now. They're working in their communities. They can contribute to their communities. They can advocate for themselves. They can advocate for younger girls. They can make change happen. Mercedes is a wonderful example of that. This isn't what she thought she was going to do. This isn't what another one of the girls you saw on the screen, Perrla. Perrla's back this year too. She just graduated from San Francisco State in broadcast journalism. She's come back for we don't know how long. We're hoping we can keep her for a long time, to work in her community to help other girls achieve what she's achieved. And that is really the vision of Girls Inc. And I want to just talk just a bit about our roles as adults. Our role is to believe that they can do it. And our role is to advocate for them out in the community. Our role is to raise our daughters and our sisters and help other girls to understand that they are leaders. And our role is also to help change the world for them. Because if we are working with girls within Girls Inc. and telling them and encouraging them to be leaders, we have to create opportunities out there in society for them to be able to do that. So while we at Girls Inc. are helping to change girls' lives, we need help from all of you to help change the world for those girls when they step out into society and try to do what they have been encouraged to do here within this organization. So part of our philosophy was always that girls are leaders, that we all have within us the ability to create positive social change. The other part of our vision was that we wanted the girls to participate as much as possible in making decisions about these programs. So that when we started with ECHO, we had girls tell us, we want programs for our younger sisters. We want programs for our moms. And so we paid attention, and we got programs for their younger sisters and for their moms. And that's kind of what brought us to Girls Incorporated. Years ago, before I came to the Action Council, I was an executive director of a Girls Incorporated down in Santa Barbara County. So I knew the quality of the programs that Girls Incorporated had to offer us. They're very well researched. They're tested all across the country before a curriculum then goes out to the other Girls Incorporated. So we started licensing programs from Girls Incorporated so we didn't have to constantly be working, as Patty and I had done, sitting there developing curricula on our own. We had all these wonderful programs that we could look to for the girls in this community. The other thing that we look to for Girls Incorporated, and you all have our local brochure here. If you look on the back of it, we have the Girls' Bill of Rights. That's the poster that you saw us give Dolores. That Girls' Bill of Rights is really our Bible. I mean, we want to adhere to that, and Girls Incorporated nationally stands for that. We have very strong policy statements about blasting the stereotypes that we have for girls and women. They have very strong policies about how they work within their organization to empower young women to achieve great things. And so for us, it was really a good match. And so we decided to become an affiliate of Girls Inc. So not only did we have all these wonderful programs at our disposal, we had wonderful technical assistance, and we had the power of an organization that stood behind and really walked the walk and talked the talk for girls in this country. So here we are. We've got now 6 programs?
Yes.
6 programs. It's been a while for me. I've been retired for a year. We have 6 programs now, and we're serving well over 600 girls a year. When Mercedes was in the programs, I think we were probably serving 24 girls. So a lot has changed in the last 5 or 6 years. And in order for us to really be able to have girls deliver the programs that they're delivering every day, we had to have a wonderful leader. We had to have someone who really believed in them. We had to have someone who would give them the training and the support and the discipline, someone who truly believed that they could accomplish great things, someone who has very high expectations of these girls, and they live up to them every single day. So I'm turning this microphone over to Patty, who has been running Girls Inc. since 2002 and is just doing a fantastic job, and the girls themselves are the proof of that. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Ricky. And as Ricky mentioned, the domain and most distinctive characteristic of Girls Inc. of the Central Coast is the youth leaders and teen teachers. We are the only Girls Inc. affiliate to have programs facilitated by teens. We're the only ones who could really see that vision that these young women can do it. And if we have high expectations, they will grow to those expectations. That is one of the main reasons why I'm so committed to this work. I get so much joy out of working with these young women every day. ECHO graduates are hired as facilitators for the program, aimed at younger girls, a model for leadership that not only provides these young women with practical skills and experience, and younger girls with role models they strongly identified with, but this model allows us to reach a broad spectrum of girls. The youth leaders, teen teachers are actively involved in program design, planning, implementation, creating a shared power, equality of responsibility, accountability, control, and evaluation of our programs, relevant to their needs and issues. The youth leaders and teen teachers make a year-long commitment with us to work, to share their knowledge and their passion for these programs to younger girls. They really want to pay back what they've learned as participants. They work in their own community where they facilitate the leadership program with our wonderful mentors. They co-facilitate in a youth-adult partnership. Our middle school program, they facilitate the Won't Power program and Friendly Persuasion. They also plan leadership retreats for our high school participants, where they design their own program and design their own activities, from women's history to fitness to nutrition. They put this workshop together. They're the ones who are up here, actually in this same conference room, facilitating the activities to over 150 girls. They also develop and facilitate trainings for all new mentors, all new youth leaders, and teen teachers. They also speak before school boards, city councils, and many of you have heard them. And they talk about their school and the impact of the program on the participants in their community. Youth leaders have also facilitated workshops on creating and implementing a youth-adult partnership at conferences on cultural competency. They facilitated roundtable discussions for groups of adult women at a conference, making the first release of the Monterey County study on the status of women and girls. They were the first ones to actually be on the table and facilitate this workshop. As a matter of fact, Betty, our MC, worked with our youth leaders from South County on a project this past year in Soledad, where they helped the community identify critical health issues facing residents. This was a real challenge for our youth leaders to actually lead and partner with adults to bring about community change. They had to step outside the Girls Inc. family and demonstrate to the whole community that they are leaders right now. One of the reasons that I find this work so exciting, to work with the youth leaders and with the Girls Inc. participants, is because of my own personal experience. I was lucky enough to find out through some friends about college, and I decided to attend. My father didn't want me to go, and we did not speak for over a year. He was afraid that I would change, that I no longer would be the daughter that he knew. But after graduating and seeing that I was coming back to the community and doing the work that I am doing, he was very proud. And he encouraged my younger two sisters to go. He was just asking, where do they want to go now? Where do you want to go? Your older sister did it. You're going to do it too. My father did not have the information. He didn't know what was out there for me. I don't want these girls to have to rely on luck. What if I hadn't had the grace to be accepted to college? What if I had not been brave enough to stand up for myself and risk my father's fears and disapproval? Girls Inc. not only starts early encouraging girls to think about college, we encourage them to think about the courses they will need to take and help them build their confidence. And we work with their families and help parents see their daughter's education as a positive thing. Another reason that I love my work is seeing these young women blossom into strong, smart, and bold girls. That's our mission, by the way. I am inspired by their dreams of becoming lawyers, teachers, doctors, Supreme Court justice, reporters, and I know they have the ability to achieve them. To see hundreds of girls every year discover that they are leaders right now and see them inspired to give back gives me so much hope and confidence about our future. So who could ask for a better job? Thank you. Ricky, before we have our last speaker, I would like to acknowledge a couple of people who have made my job great and who have helped us build what we have, Girls Inc. of the Central Coast. The first, let me check it. First, we have the Monterey Peninsula Foundation, who couldn't be here with us, but with their earlier funding support, we have developing our programs. They had helped us also build our donor base, which is a fundamental for our long-term ability to offer Girls Inc. programs in our community. Our next honoree couldn't be here with us today, but she will in the future, we hope. We want to recognize Dina Eastwood for her efforts on behalf of Girls Inc., especially for the 1,000 Women campaign and our founder circle. Dina has done so much to spread the word about Girls Inc. in the community, and her enthusiasm is contagious. We are so fortunate to have her as one of our allies. The next person is here with us, good thing, and we want to recognize her because she's been with Girls Inc. since the beginning, who had a vision of what was possible. And this award goes to Ricky Masulo. Okay. And what the plaque says is the Action Council of Monterey County Girls Inc. of the Central Coast special recognition award honorees Ricky Masulo for her vision, leadership, and mentorship in bringing Girls Inc. to the Central Coast. Thank you. I will now bring in one of my favorites, Mary Lou Mesa. Mary Lou Javier, sorry.
She'll get in trouble for that later. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mary Lou Javier, and I'd like to thank you all for being here today. I've been part of Girls Inc. for about 5 years now, as not only a participant, but as a facilitator as well. Girls Inc. has made a big difference in my life. it has helped me grow into a strong, smart, and bold woman I am today, something I once thought I could never be. Girls Inc. has inspired me in a million ways. My adult mentors inspired me to break through my shell and to not be afraid to show the world who I really am. My girls I've worked with throughout the years have inspired me to teach from the heart and to enjoy life, making a difference in others. But the person who has inspired me the most is my manager, Patty Fernandez. She is not only a role model, but she has taught me to always work hard for success. And if I fail, I must keep going, because correcting your mistakes just makes you stronger. I am honored to be part of Girls Inc. And although I am now a full-time student at Sonoma State University, I always come back to work for Girls Inc. because of the great impact I've seen it has on young women, inspiring them to become leaders of their own community. People always ask me why I come back to work for Girls Inc. It's not just because of the money, but because of my girls. These girls want to learn so much about life and need our help and our support to make smart choices. My summer vacation would have not been the same without being part of Media Smarts, which is a program that Girls Inc. offers. Working with elementary school girls was an unforgettable ride. I had the opportunity to teach girls to become aware of media influence through fun games and activities. Together, we created a sister bond where we felt comfortable asking questions and expressing our thoughts and feelings. You should have seen how girls were eager to learn about media. We had more girls show up every time. Media Smarts is a program I wish I had taken as a younger girl, because you learn how to resist bad media influence, how to eat healthy, what stereotyping is, and how to love themselves just the way they are. One of my favorite moments with the girls was playing Guess Who. It's an activity where the girls dress up in different careers. I had a blast seeing them get into character and at the same time learn more about them. I also love their TV commercials, which brought out their creativity and, of course, many laughs. My job as a facilitator consists of many things, like recruiting girls, making reminder calls, setting up materials, and preparing for each session. But like my little sister says, your job is so cool. Not only do I have fun facilitating activities, but I am a role model for these girls, and I try my best to make a difference in their lives. Although it was hard to say goodbye as the summer ended, I returned to school, happy, knowing that my girls are ready to take media on their own, because they left as strong, smart, and bold young women. You are probably here today because a friend invited you, or because you are already a supporter of our organization. We have shared with you our vision of leadership and change, and how we inspire girls to be strong, smart, and bold. It is now my privilege to ask you, as a member of your community, to make a financial investment to help us continue to inspire young women to be strong, smart, and bold. This is not just an investment of Girls Inc. of the Central Coast. It is truly an investment in our community's future. An investment I believe is one of the most important personal commitments any of us can make. The way I give back to my community is by helping facilitating Girls Inc. programs. Your donation can be a great way you can give back to your community. Your investment can make a big difference in our community and in a young woman's life, just like it did with me. On behalf of Girls Inc. participants, family, and partners and staff, thank you very much for your gift and your investment in Girls Inc. of the Central Coast. Finally, thank you for just being here and for giving Girls Inc. the valuable gift of your time. Now I would like to bring back on stage Patty Fernandez, or as I love to call her, Big boss. Thank you.
Hi, everyone, again, and I just want to take this opportunity and thank you again for coming to our empowering change through leadership luncheon. I want to thank everybody who's here today and the youth leaders, if I can have them come up. And we will be up here if you have any questions. But again, thank you so much for being here with us, and we hope you enjoyed the luncheon. Thank you for all of the staff who's worked hard. Also to all of supporters for being here again. Thank you. And we will see you next year.